Well, what a game. Give Northern Iowa a lot of credit. Those guys played a tough game last week and suffered a lot of injuries, and they had a lot of guys beat up. They were beat up coming into this game, and really impressed, and didn't surprise me at all because that's a battle-tested team, and Coach Farley has had them in the playoffs for a long time. That being said, super proud of these guys and the way they won. And it wasn't in maybe the typical fashion that we have in the past. I thought our defense played exceptional football. And a lot of turnovers, a lot of stops in the red zone, holding them to field goals was critical. We made some plays on offense for sure, but then when I say it's a little bit atypical just for us to get our horns out and run the football, Lonzy and Tehran and our O-line, and just the diversity there and the way the guys adapted and rolled to that, I think shows a lot about them and who they are. And we always talk about Aggie pride and what is it, and I just don't think our guys ever flinched. I think they have a strong belief in themselves. I thought our coaching staff did an amazing job, like they have all year, and I think they do a great job of mentoring these guys on and off the field and just being real consistent. And these guys show up every day and they're consistent. And we always talk about staying off the mountain and out of the valley, and that's easier said than done. But just every guy, and these guys know you got some of the feature guys here, but there's also a whole locker room of dudes that contribute in so many invisible ways that you never see, and that's what great teams are made of, and I'm just really proud of that.
Questions?
Coach, I'm sure you talked to the team about the history of the Aggies in the playoffs. It's been since 2002 since a playoff victory, and that was D2. Did you talk to the team afterwards about that at all? About this is now a bridge between the glory days, if you will.
Well, they're the gold standard. They're the gold standard. Nobody, including me, back in the old days, we didn't play these kind of teams. We didn't play at this level. And I think when I first came here, I didn't want them to be shackled by Aggie pride. I want them to be inspired by that. And they certainly have lived up to it and more. And we do talk about those things, but really it's the thread of Aggie pride. I don't, the world moves fast. They have a ton of respect for what we did here. But I don't try to make that an obstacle or something they have to jump over. These guys have far exceeded that. And that's what I'm, like I said, most proud of. And every Aggie that's ever played here will look at this team really as this team here it's the new gold standard. And I'm probably fortunate because on some level, and I'll catch a little flack for this, but I probably was part of the gold standard in the old days because we went to the national championship and part of this group as well. So that's kind of cool.
Questions for the student athletes?
Yeah, any one of the seniors, big game for you guys playing potentially the last game of your careers here. You got to get through Eastern Washington and then root for Maine to come back home. Did you talk about that among yourselves before the game, or was that not even part of the discussion? Mason, if you could address that.
I think the mentality this week was just to focus on the day and the task at hand every day, just going out to practice and fulfilling whatever it is that we need to do. I don't think the players were worried about the next week. We focused on the task at hand, which was Northern Iowa. So just taking it day by day. That's the mentality that we carry.
And as it relates to the game, you had 8 catches for $125 in the first half, 1 or 2 for 15, 16. Did you feel that they had made some sort of adjustment, or was it just the flow of the game?
Yeah, coming out of halftime, they started playing just wall defense, basically just trying to take me away for the most part. And, at the end of the day, it's not about me and it's about the team, and we're able to go out there and we're able to compete and contribute at all positions. And at the end of the day, that's what it's going to take to win these playoff games, especially if you want to win a national championship. So, it's just adjusting to it, obviously, and, making plays when they're there.
Gentleman back.
I was wondering if you could talk about that stretch in the fourth quarter with 8 straight runs, and what that meant to you to have the coaching staff put that confidence in you and want to take the game in your own hands.
It means a lot. It means that they trust us to be able to just, like you said, put the game in at the end of the game, just put the game on our backs and trust us to be able to actually move the ball and pick up first downs. Yeah, it means a lot. And then me and Lonzy, we like to rotate and keep fresh legs out there. So when he went out there, he did his thing. He was getting first downs. I try my best to just give the team everything I got, get first downs as well, just make plays.
Dan, what did you see about what they did in the second half with Keelan taking him out of it?
Yeah, we made some adjustments. They were making some adjustment. And, the great thing about Key is he's so smart, like in-game stuff. He knows what's going on. And he'll also recommend, hey, we should try this or we should do this or I think this can happen because here's what they're doing to me. And, again, he's a big, physical, strong, fast guy, and everybody looks at that. We see all the wonderful things he is as a person. And, they started playing. That's what they did. They kind of started playing a lot more outside the box. And I don't want to say daring us to run, but basically saying, okay, we're going to take away that part of your game, the fly sweep, the outside part of it, the receiver, the glance routes, and some of that, and then prove that you can run it inside. And so we were able to do that with these guys.
Is that what you did on the adjustment too? He was running slot almost probably 90% of the game, and towards the end he came out to the side. Is that?
Yeah, we tend to try to move it around a little bit, try to get matchups on guys. And I thought Coach Plow did a great job of also looking at the clock and the situation, too, as well. And I felt like most of the time we threw it deep, we were able to get it. And, these guys made great plays, and Harrell made a great play as well.
Vincent, you had some big pass breakups today.
That's just me doing my job. Asked me to go out there and shut my side down. So just try to go out there and dominate whoever's in front of me.
Mason and Vince, either one. What were you guys looking for on that very last play, their last shot?
Well, 86 was getting kind of hot there, so we knew that the ball was definitely probably going to go to him. So were you on 86?
Olave was.
So yeah, we put my other safeties on him, and we just pretty much focused that. We just knew that was coming just based off of tendencies.
Yeah,
he was
man was working all games, so just winning our one-on-one matchups.
For both Mason and Vincent, can you guys just talk about kind of the resiliency you guys showed tonight? Kind of bend, don't break, get stops when you really need it the most.
You said it best. Bend, don't break. When the offense needs to rely on us, we try to make plays, get the ball back to them, and vice versa. When we want the offense to make a play for us, we're just feeding off each other, and that's what it came down to at the end. Just we had to bite down, and it was crunch time. So.
Yeah, Hawk, Vince has just been a pick machine this year. Does he have an interception quota or something that you give him every game?
Well, he's always our matchup guy, and sometimes they go at him. I thought he had a phenomenal game tonight. I think it's been fun, again, as a coach. Last year you saw a guy that had a tremendous amount of ability, but maybe didn't quite believe in himself, maybe that the degree that we wanted him to. And to see him this year come out and just be unflappable and poised, and just to see the growth in that always makes me really proud, not just as a coach, but just to see these guys grow up, and he's been phenomenal that way.
Yeah, Vince, do you go out there looking for the pick?
Yeah, absolutely, every time. That's the goal, get the ball to offense.
Coach, did you get a Gatorade bath? Because you look like you're ready to get on the plane right now.
Well, in all honesty, it's these guys have been so great. This week we had planned, you have a number of schedules from you won, you didn't win, opponent, home, away, Friday game, Saturday game. So, there was a cornucopia of schedules, but these guys are just great about waking up and, doing what they need to do.
Do you know when you're playing next week?
Somebody said Saturday at 1, is that right?
Saturday at 1 p.m.
Yeah, Saturday at 1.
Any comments on Eastern Washington?
Well, they're a great team, obviously. They got after us when we were up there last time, so I'm sure our guys and our coaches are looking forward to going back there and playing better and being a little bit more represented. But they're a really good football team, extremely talented. We saw that last year down here. We saw it up there. I watched a little bit of their game before we went out today, and was really impressed. And they've done a nice job. They lose one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and then they replace him with another guy who's pretty electric. So, pretty phenomenal team.
And can you call for a booth review on a field goal?
No, you can't. You can't.